Right. Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Hello. Good
everyone.
afternoon. Yes.
Good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Hello, this is CA Preeti Parasaula, a chairperson of Sustainability Reporting Standard Board. And welcome all of you to this webinar series, Demystifying Sustainability Catalyzing Growth. And today we have this third series, and this is an initiative taken by a Sustainability Board to have this series, webinar series every Thursday. So we are reaching out to you, spreading the knowledge, building the capacity of members on every Thursday, 5 to 7. That is with demystifying sustainability, catalyzing the growth. Sustainability is an area, right? Is an upcoming area, and which is like having a very good opportunities for our members. And sustainability, friends, the series we are also like a spark, right, which is like sustainable practices, progressive action, aligned resources, resilient growth, and knowledge expansion. I welcome all of you, and I also welcome our moderators for the day, that is Prajit Gandhi and Chintan Rambia. And we are waiting for our speakers to join. In the meantime, I want to brief all of you about the activities of our Sustainability Reporting Standard Board. Friends, our board is a pioneer in the world. This is the fifth year of our Sustainability Reporting Standard Board, and I am second time I have got this opportunity for becoming the chairperson of this board. And the first work and the first video which I have seen is Nature Require People or People Require Nature, and that is 2 years back. So majority of the people do not know what is sustainability, and at that time, about 2 years back, we have we had to take lot of initiative to create awareness amongst the members and the public at large, to make the understand everyone what is all about sustainability and sustainable growth. And that is why now, however, the progress has also been made, and we are at level, we our level is also risen. And all of you must be aware about the COP26, which is signed at Paris, and where our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has said about India to become carbon neutral by 2070. And till then, by 2030, the Panchamrut has been initiated by Modi ji. And because of that, all the regulatory framework has also been established, and SEBI is playing a major role in this regulatory framework in India. And since last several years, it was recommendatory to have this sustainability reporting for the listed companies, for top 500 listed companies, by Bombay Stock Exchange. But from April 2022, friends, it has become mandatory for top 1,000 listed companies by SEBI to report mandatorily this BRSR, which is Business Responsibility and Sustainability Reporting. And now, again, the SEBI has also mandated the impact assessment. Earlier, the word was used assurance. However, now they have changed to impact assessment, and which is there at present. So they have said it is very becoming difficult to have this assurance. And this is India is the first one to have this assurance for the first time in the world. And that's why it has become very difficult for everyone, because we don't know the authenticity of the data, and the collection of data is really a difficult task. The scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 emission, it becomes very difficult actually to collect the data. And that's why they have put on glide path method for top 1,000 listed companies, and it has started from last year. And this year the coverage will be top 250 companies, and by 26-27, about 1,000 listed companies will be covered for assurance also. Again, friends, it is also value chain is also, they are told, SEBI has intimated and mentioned that 75% of the vendors from whom the materials are purchased, it has to be like mandatorily, it should be sustainable. They should also comply the sustainability. And reporting should also be there. However, friends, this has been postponed as of now, and maybe from next year or then onwards, it may become mandatory. So these are the brief outline about the reporting and assurance required. In the first session, we have already gone through everything about this BRSR, and we as an institute also conducting this certificate course on BRSR. That and at present, one batch is also 25th or 26th batch is also going on, which is on weekends. So the more than 200 members are participating this 26th batch of BRSR. Shweta, 25th, which batch it is? So that batch is also going on. Next batch we will also announce once this batch is also is getting over. Lot of amendments are also coming into this, and we are also in the process of upgrading our course. Certificate course on BRSR. Now it is certificate course on sustainability and BRSR, because we are not only covering BRSR, we are also covering certain aspects of global reporting like GRI, TCFD, and other sustainability reporting, and that's why we have changed the name from only BRSR to sustainability and BRSR. Again, friends, our another arm of sustainability is about social stock exchange and impact assessment report. So there we have developed 16 social audit standards, social audit framework, and we have also developed the code of ethics for SEBI for the social auditors. And this is mandatory applicable for all the listed NPOs which are listed on social stock exchange, which is under NSE and BSE. At present, more than 100 NPOs are already registered, and more than 10 NPOs are already listed. Again, this is all NPOs. We are talking about non-profit organizations. This can be either trust, or it can be either we can say a Section 8 company or society for this 16 thematic areas, which are comparable to 17 UN SDGs, which are already been shared, which are already given in the SEBI circular. And we have accordingly on that basis prepared the 16 social audit standards or social impact assessment standards. So one has to actually qualify the exam to be given by which is conducted by NISM, which is online exam for becoming a social auditor. Once you register, once you qualify the NISM exam, you can also always register with Institute of Social Auditors of India as a social auditor, and then you can make a form and conduct this social audits. So these are the brief about social audits. As regards to the standards, we already have 3400, 3410 as a audit engagement which for greenhouse gas statements and the sustainability reporting, which is also available. This is guidance note. No, SSAE. So audit engagement. So which one can, or the reporting format is also been given in that engagement, and one can go through on the website about this audit engagements. So as regards to there are about 145 points which are to be reported in BRSR, friends. Again, it can be divided, bifurcated into two, that is mandatory and leadership. So leadership is not mandatorily to be reported. However, others are mandatorily required to be audited. So, and that BRSR one, I request all of you to also go through our certificate course on BRSR to have more insights into that. And the reporting can be done by chartered accountant. The first work I have received is to give the response to the SEBI on the white paper about this sustainability. And this is about 2 years back. And at that time also we have mentioned that the sustainability reporting, the field should be open for our chartered accountant members. And then we had a lot of interaction with the SEBI, and accordingly, this is a good opportunities which is available for our members, and we are actually doing a lot of things into these areas. So by this capacity building measures, we want to upgrade the knowledge of the members. And we also will be having shortly physical batches of certificate course on BRSR, and also some roundtable meetings for the members, the promoters, the directors, CFOs, CSOs. Now in the parliament session, last parliament session, it was also been discussed that there should be a separate ESG committee like audit committee, NRC committee in the board, and that if that is happening, that more and more importance is being given to the sustainability and ESG area. So friends, if you have any question relating to the institute sustainability, we can discuss it out, give your suggestions what we can do. At present we are discussing with we in the meeting about to have a carbon emission calculator for our members as well as our CA firms, so that the members at least can start calculating how much carbon emission actually we are doing in the office, either through papers or through plastics. So to avoid that, we are planning to have that carbon emission calculator. Let us see how it goes, but definitely we are trying in this year we come out with this carbon emission calculator for our members and their office. So Ashish ji, have you joined? So I have given the brief about institute activities, what we are doing in sustainability. A lot of research also we are going to plan and do this year, which will be presented to the United Nations. And Ashish ji is like a very dear friend, and also like in spite of his busy schedule, he has joined. He has in between he has some meeting, so he has joined, by delay. But Ashish ji, we welcome you, and I am sure this the topic, because he is into this oil industry, and he is understanding the importance of sustainability now, more relating to this oil, gas, and everything. And that's why we thought how this GHG emission accounting is happening. He will be a better person to let us understand the importance of GHG emission and accounting. So with this, Ashish ji, welcome, and I request moderator to uh, give his brief introduction. Prajit or Chintan, who will be giving?
Yes. I am here.
Yes.
Thank you, Preeti ma'am. Welcome to all the participants. Preeti ma'am, Ashish sir, my co-moderator Pradeep. Welcome everyone to this third session of the webinar series, Demystifying Sustainability, Catalyzing Growth. It is a privilege for me to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Ashish Gupta. Ashish sir is a personable and a result-oriented MBA with over 37 years of well-rounded experience with BPCL. He handles the marketing of lubricants, network development, and operation of retail highway outlets. He also provides technical support and the management of and maintenance of automated operational facilities of depot and installation. An environmental and safety professional, he handles sustainability, SDGs, water, waste, co-processing, and environment initiatives. He possesses proven skill in customer relationship management. With this brief introduction, I would like to welcome Mr. Ashish Gupta for this session.
Yes, Ashishji, welcome to you. Over to you. Are you there?
Ashish,
Yes,
sir, you're
madam.
mute. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
see you and
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
me
you
now?
also.
Yes.
Now, first of all, no, I thank Preeti madam for inviting me for this seminar. And first is thanks, and second is no, my apologies for being late here. No, in fact, I forgot about this program, and then I set up a meeting with PwC. Right now, I am sitting in their office, and I have taken no permission from them to join your meeting, so that I cannot let wait so many people here for me, just for to have my meeting with them. So I think with that, no, my apologies to you for being late, but I'll see that no, I should be in a position to whatever that Preeti madam has no given or mentioned, that I should be able to meet the assignments and the requirements, so that you would be in a position to make the calculation on your own. And I first another thing is no, it is nice to see Preeti madam back on the seat chair, on this ICI, because I mean that is how the friendship grows. So no, thank you, madam. Now, as and when you say no, I can start.
Yes, sir. We are waiting for you and we want to listen you.
Great. Thank you. So for that, no, let me share my screen and then begin. Right, madam. And I will see that no, I should be in a position to cover all the topics, no, whatever is available with respect to GHG accounting. So let me share my screen. You have to tell me, is my screen visible?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Share. Tell me now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible now.
Sir,
Yeah.
it is visible. If you can put on presentation mode.
Yeah, I'll just do that. See, because I am presenting, so it will be difficult for me to see the people. So somebody needs to keep on not telling me if something is wrong. Because sometimes it happens
It
that
is being
presentation is
seen.
not visible and you keep on talking.
Perfectly
So
fine. It is visible.
yeah,
Perfectly
great.
fine.
Thank you, madam. Great. So now the topic what has been today, the topic is GHG accounting. See, GHG is greenhouse gases, right? Now, greenhouse gases are 6 types. So it is not only carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the major area, whereas there are other gases also, which I'll come later. The problem what happens is whenever you are burning any fossil fuel, then it emits emissions, and those emissions are mainly in the form of carbon dioxide, right? There are other emissions also, which includes carbon, let's say nitrous oxide, methane, right, and hexafluorochloride. So all these are GHG emissions, and when you need to calculate and account that, that is known as GHG accounting. So for every company today, when we talk about that we have to cut down our emissions or GHG emissions, we need to first look into how to calculate that and then find out ways how to cut it down. So that is what is the, I mean, that the immediate part is that you have to measure and then you have to reduce. I mean, that is how the process goes on. Now, if you look at this screen, which talks about measurement of emissions. As I mentioned to you that there are no 7 gases rather of greenhouse gases, which are major is carbon dioxide, which is almost 90-95%. Then we have methane, CH4. Then you have nitrous oxide. And these are hexafluorochlorides, HFC, PFC, SF6 and all that. Okay. So these are basically GHG emissions, and normally emissions, a measurement of, when we talk about emissions, we have to say equivalent of carbon dioxide, right? Everything is equivalent to those, in the metric terms, whereas GHG emissions are measured in terms of carbon dioxide. I hope, am I clear here? Right? I think these are the basic things which one should understand. because the metric is very important how you measure the GHG emissions. Okay. So whenever we say, let's say, 100 MT CO2e equivalent. So even the methane emissions, we have to convert it into carbon dioxide emission, and then accordingly we have to report it. Am I clear? See, I think somebody needs to prompt also so that I would keep on understanding. Okay, now things are on. Now you are understanding.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who is the coordinator. Maybe Chintan, if you can do, I think I'll go on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Please go on,
Now,
sir. Please go
emissions
on.
are of three types. Yeah. So emissions are of three types, and there are three, which are known as scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 emissions. So this you can see on the screen. Now, scope 1 emissions are generally which are consumed by the industry within the unit. Okay, let's say you got a unit or you got a factory where somebody is burning a fuel and consuming for its own use. See, this is one example. Second example is if you take your own house, correct, where you are burning LPG. So LPG you are consuming as a fuel. Correct. So within that unit, whatever that you are consuming as a fuel is considered to be scope 1. So here also it is written energy heat generated at company facility or company vehicle. For your personal use, if you are using a car and you are burning, you are purchasing petrol and burning. So that will be scope 1 for you. Okay, you as individual. Similarly, if I take Bharat Petroleum or any unit, so within that unit, if you are purchasing, if you are burning coal or diesel or petrol or maybe any other thing, any fuel. So with that, the emissions what are being getting generated are known as scope 1 emissions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, scope 2 emissions are basically purchased energy. Normally, we purchase electricity or even steam also, but normally electricity. Again, I mean, simulate to your house conditions. Whatever you are purchasing electricity is considered to be your scope 2. Or within a unit, let's say you have a unit, we consume 100 units of electricity, then what is the emission because of that 100? Okay. So these two are easy not to define. Now there is scope 3 emission. Now scope 3 emission is something without the boundary of scope 1 and 2. Correct. So these are the upstream activities and downstream activities.
I think there is some network issue.
Yeah,
Sir
I
have
think.
been logged out, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Dear participants, there is some technical issue. Sir is joining in just 2 minutes.
Sir, you are on mute.
Ashish sir, if you're talking, you're on mute. Huh?
Is that okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I was talking about scope 3 emissions, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now there are other items also. There are total 15 items. Let's say purchase goods. So whatever we purchase goods, the LC of that, now you have to calculate and find out what is the emission associated with that. Similarly, capital goods. Similarly, fuel related emissions, no, which says that no, whichever, I mean, let's say when we are taking a tanker which is coming to you, in that some fuel is consumed. So that also comes into scope 3 because that is not directly associated. Okay. Even employee commuting, business travel, waste, all those are scope 3 emissions for upstream. Coming to downstream, if you look at, see now, let's say from our depot or from our refinery, we are sending product to some of the petrol pumps. Okay, such kind of activity will come into transport and distribution of scope 3 emission. Similarly, processing of sold product and use of sold product. Now, this is very, very important for oil and gas company, use of sold product, because when petrol pump supplies the product and it is consumed by the customer, so that is known as use of sold product. Okay. And this is almost 90-95% in case of oil companies, typically oil. Right. So in our case, whenever we talk about net zero, we only consider this item, use of sold product, because it considers almost 90-95% of emissions of scope 3. Then you have no other like investments, franchisees, lease facilities, end of life product. All those are no part of scope 3 emissions only. So this all need to be calculated, but it is no slightly difficult or no slightly tedious because you don't know who is consuming how much, where he is consuming. I mean, you have to find out the LCAs of each item. So, I mean, scope 3 is slightly tedious. But 1 and 2 are very clear, which you can calculate. And most of the companies in India, they have taken target for 1 and 2 only. Whereas India has taken target for net zero for scope, including 1, 2, and 3. Because when we say net zero, it means all scopes, 1, 2, 3 has to be zero. And India has taken a target by 2070. Okay. So I hope now I am clear with the scope of GHG emissions.
Yes,
I
sir.
am just giving you sorry.
Yes, sir.
Now here are certain examples which I have already discussed with you that I mean, let's say somebody is using within its unit we have boiler, furnace, process equipment, DG set, fire engine. So all these if we are consuming here the fuel, it is for scope 1. Similarly, when we are consuming the power, electricity, steam, heating, cooling, all these are scope 2. And scope 3 includes all indirect emissions that happens in the value chain. Now, these all are value chains. Let's say our dealer is a value chain, customer is a value chain. No, even transporter is also a value chain, right? So all these are value chain. Let's say, so that is why in this slide you can see emission on account of activities of the organization, like use of sold product, crude oil to refinery, any other raw material, passenger vehicles, even finished product which we transport through pipeline, railways, and tank lorries, and business travel, business commuting. So there are various methods to calculate how to calculate the emissions because of all these things. See, I will not, as I mentioned about net zero, I also want to slightly clarify connecting with GHG emission, how it is getting connected. Okay. See, whenever ideal state, when we talk about, we say that GHG emission discharge into the atmosphere should be equal to the removed from atmosphere. If such a state is there, that is the ideal state. That means there are no emissions within the atmosphere. Okay. So that means ideal state is whatever emissions are produced are also removed from the atmosphere. Okay. So this is the ideal state. But actually what happens? Whatever emissions are produced, those are not removed, and produced emissions are always more than the removed emissions. Now, how removal is being done? No, these are being, carbon dioxide is being absorbed by the plants, trees, no, all other things, and maybe even it goes into sea, because water and sea are also big sink, correct? So these are the sink. So, but actually, what happens is when we burn the fuel, it creates GHG emissions, but they are not been in a position to get removed through the plantation. That is why we say put more plants, because plant is one place where it consumes carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. So that is a sink in a way, correct? So the real GHG emission remains in the atmosphere, and which are more produced from our operational activities. Okay. Now, if we see again this slide, we have to, what we are supposed to do? We have to reduce emissions, or we have to either sequestrate the residual emissions. Now, sequestration happens with the help of plants. Plants sequestrate, plants absorbs, correct? Or sea absorbs. When emission. Now, reduction of emissions means, let's say, we are consuming fuel, furnace oil in boiler. Instead of furnace oil, if you put, you start using, gas, CNG gas. So the amount of emission, because it's a cleaner fuel, it will come down. Now, lately you thought, instead of electricity, you are going to generate renewable electricity. Okay, renewable energy. Now, with electricity, you were using coal, so emissions were more, whereas now you are using renewable energy, so there are no emissions. So that is the form of reduction of emissions. And the other part, when I said sequestration, the sequestration happens with the help of mainly trees and plants. Okay. I hope, am I clear here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, these are all basic things. You need to understand the concept. After that, it's a mere calculation only. And I understand, you all are chartered accountants, so calculation is always on your tips. But I think concept is more important to understand, what is the meaning of all these, because these are all new terminologies. Now, therefore, what we say is we have to significantly reduce our absolute emissions and find out ways to sequestrate any residual emission, so that no net increase in GHG emissions, right? And if we say net zero, that means we have to cut down absolute zero. See, you have heard about COP. I hope you all have heard about COP, COP.
Yes, sir.
The COP is Conference of Parties, correct? The full form of COP is Conference of Parties. See, IPCC somewhere in 1997 has started this, and the COP26, which happened in 21, was one of the very important Conference of Parties, where a lot of countries have participated, correct? And from there, I think more focus has come on this typical topic. Even previously also it was there, people were doing it more voluntary, etc. But this is the time. Even COP21 also was very important. Paris Agreement, when we have taken the environment contributions, we have taken certain targets, and every country has mentioned that they are going to contribute to the globe to cut down their emissions. Okay, that happened in COP21. Now, COP26, why it is important is because here, India has also taken the targets, and very specific targets. They have increased their national NDCs, correct? And India has become very committed, because even Prime Minister has gone and given the commitment that these are the 5 points which he is going to focus on, and which actually would help in reduction of the emissions. And we have taken targets for net zero also there. See, world has taken target for 2050, whereas India has said no, it is not possible, because energy is also symbol of growth, right? India has mentioned, this is a very bold decision which has been taken, because no, all Western countries have already grown. They are no developed countries, whereas India is still in the developing world. So another more 20 years. By that time only we will commit for net zero. whereas Globe has mentioned for 2050, and they were forcing India also because India is a growing country. Correct. So this is why this COP has become very, very important. And here there are 5 Panchamrit which has been declared by our Prime Minister, which said that net zero emission by 2070, increasing non-fossil fuel capacity to 500 gigawatt. I mean, this is a very, very bold target by 2030. I mean, suddenly you find that everywhere, we are talking about renewable energy, we are putting solar, wind, and so many other things, right? Similar, third is meeting 50% of energy requirement from renewable energy by 2030. I mean, both things looks simple. I mean, similar statement, but actually it is not, right? Because the first statement talks about the figure, and second statement says percentage. Even though we can go beyond 50% also, right? If we have committed to a 500 gigawatt. So, I mean, this is the minimum what we said. Now, another thing is reducing carbon emissions by 1 billion ton by 2030. Now, this is the sink. No, I mean, what we say is a sink will be created, and sink can only be created with the help of trees. So forestation has to be done, and a lot of trees needs to be planted so that India can increase the carbon. And another is bringing down economic carbon intensity below 45%. See, intensity is something which is measure of energy upon emissions. Okay. So when you say कि we are going to reduce the emission intensity, that means that we will use more and more of renewable energy, because renewable gives only energy but not emissions. So emission about energy, if we take it, so there is no emission, but automatically will come down. I don't know. Is it no? Am I being able to explain you what I want to say? Let's say the emission is 50, energy is 100. Okay. So 50 upon 100 is 0.5. Now when I say 45% cut down, and there is 50 has come down to 30, whereas energy remains same 100. So it is now 30 by 100. Okay. So 20% it has, 40% it has come down. And that will only happen when we are going to generate energy with the help of those kind of fuels which does not give emissions, like renewable energy. Am I clear here?
Yes, sir.
Somebody needs to keep on telling me, because I can't see you, anyone. Right. Now here, I mean, if you want any clarification, I will keep on giving it to you. I mean, but only thing is, I need to understand, are you, I mean, whatever term I am using, you are also understanding that. Okay. Now here,
Yes, sir. So
Bharat
far it
Petroleum
is
has
clear.
taken a commitment of net zero by 2040. Sorry?
It is clear so far.
Okay. Now BPCL has taken a commitment on net zero by 2040, but it is only for scope 1 and 2. We have not talked about 3 here. And 3, we say that it will come down over a period of time. Because normally the action which company takes is mostly on scope 3. Like we are putting EV charging stations, scope 3. We are putting cross-country pipelines. Again, it is cutting scope 3. 1 and 2 are mainly with respect to, let's say, cutting down energy use due to energy efficiency, or putting renewable energy, or putting something like green energy, green hydrogen or biofuel. Correct. So normally what you see in the, what you observe are all mainly cutting down scope 3 emissions. Okay. See, scores now COP27 is it has mostly lost its prominence now. But COP28, last was COP29, right? COP28 also, which has happened in Dubai, has also given lot of impetus with respect to the emissions again. And here, no, this, I mean, the countries I mentioned that, no, now fossil fuel era will come down, right? And mostly, no, they may not be there. But this is a very controversial thing because, no, in India, fossil fuel is still increasing by almost 3 to 4%. And we are also, no, as a oil company, we are setting up refineries. We are putting refinery, even IOC is putting, no, HPC is putting. So, because India is on growth path, so we all are putting, but only thing is our focus is to see that how to cut down emissions. I mean, in refinery, maybe, no, instead of furnace oil, we will use CNG, So that is how we are trying to cut down emissions. But for growth, we need refineries more. Countries are called to take action for tripling the renewable energy capacity and doubling the energy efficiency improvement by 2030. Loss and damage fund was brought to life. Now here first time, 700 billion was pledged. Okay. This is the first time that 700 million was pledged. And it is being said that whatever damage is happening to environment, this is a no kitty, or this is the amount which is going to be given by to the countries who are basically taking actions with respect to cut down emissions. And there are some global goal on adaptation, that has also been set up. And no countries can also have no climate resilient future. Right. I mean, that is how no countries have agreed to take targets to cut down and to take the emission targets. Okay. So these are all being done within Dubai.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Now there is last COP29, right, where no countries have forced and no, they asked. Sorry.
Sir, if you could just switch off your video, the clarity of your voice would
Are you saying anything?
Yes, sir. Am I audible? Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes. Shall I
Yeah.
switch on my video? Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, you are audible to me.
Yes, sir.
Take a second. You are audible to me. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. This is fine.
I have no switched off my video now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This works.
So as I mentioned about COP28, similarly COP29 has also happened, where this value has increased from 700 million to I think 3 trillion. India has mentioned to go for 10 trillion. I think it is around 3 trillion which has been agreed. And no, I mean, that is the point of content where India has said that no, actually, developing world should give more focus and give more money to the developing world. No, developed world should give. But the problem again comes now with the US. Your US has not participated, China has not participated. Now they have no lot of money value, and no, it was expected that they all will participate. But suddenly there is a total political turnaround in US, and Trump, who is now the US president, has no categorically denied to participate in such activities. Right. But still, no, it was good, no, to certain extent that no money has been pledged by the countries. A lot of money has been pledged. So I think, India has come onto the global front from this COP29, where no, they have been heard and no, with respect to reducing the GHG emissions, because with the emissions, no, global warming takes place. And it is said that no, we had need to ensure that global warming or global temperature should not increase more than 2 degrees centigrade. Even it is said that it has to be limited to 1.5 degrees centigrade. I mean, that is the basic concern. So, I mean, all countries are trying to cut down emissions because of global warming. It is basically climate change and global warming, typically. Okay. See, there is another very important thing which I tell you. as I mentioned about the scope, now here I am going to mention about the factor.
I think because of some technical issues.
Yeah, sir. I guess from where the speaker is giving the location, the network issues is there.
We'll wait for him to join him again.
Yeah, sir, have joined back.
See, once again, network problem. So now, once again, now I'm sharing my screen now. Can you see this?
So yet to happen.
Am I audible? Can you see this?
Yes, sir, you are audible and we can see your screen.
Is that
So
okay?
there is, yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. So now, coming to this point, now, as I mentioned, tier one factor, which are global factor now, right? And here what happens is that now you take certain global factors like IPCC, as I mentioned, IPCC, US EPA, DEFRA. Okay. Now DEFRA is typically for UK. Okay. IPCC is generally UNFCCC. Now there are tier two factors. Now these are country specific. So you say these are basically country specific like UK. Okay. In India, our country specific is made by CEA, Central Electricity Authority. But problem here is in India, no, CEA has not updated most of the factors. So I mean that it becomes difficult to know. It's only electricity factor which they have given. All other factors are not there in the line. So normally you have to either consider tier one factor or tier three factor. Now tier three factor. See, there's again a lot of issues with the network. Now I am keep on getting connected after one after the other. Hmm. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as I mentioned, tier three factors are those now which are calculated by the unit, let's say refinery, because we are the people, those who are generating fuel. Now, this is our raw material. So these are specific fuel consumption, right? And the specific factors related to the typical refinery for production of the, I mean, various types of fuels. So, see, what we find is that each refinery is producing, I mean, the processing different type of crude. So, a diesel can have different kind of factors for different refineries. So, what as a Bharat Petroleum, what we experienced is, I mean, it is there is no standardization if you go for scope 3, right? So, it is better to go for global standard factor, and IPC is the best for that. So in our calculations, we normally consider IPCC factors. See, this is something very important please say that no, if you have understood this. If you want, I can explain. Gandhi,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can.
Is that clear what I'm trying to explain you here?
Yes, sir.
Or
Yes,
shall I tell again?
sir. It is fine. I have at least understood, and we're getting certain questions which will take it up at the end of the session.
No problem. That is okay. See, one thing is no. I mean, if understood me is fine. The questions can always be taken. Right. I mean, this I need not to tell you this again. No. See, another important thing is now regulations have also coming into picture with GHG emissions. Like in our case, no, BRSR report, correct? And there are 9 principles there, and one of the principles, principle number 6, we have to report emissions, energy and emissions both, right? And it needs to be assured also coming in. Earlier, it was not there; it was all voluntary in nature, and we were making our own sustainability reports. But now onwards, this has become important because now it is statute. Okay. Similarly, no, the European countries, if you look at, they are talking about carbon border adjustment mechanism or corporate sustainability reporting directive, where they have mentioned that you need to report everything. No, I mean, even if we are producing something and exporting something, and if they are giving more emissions, then no, that we have to pay tax for export. Okay, so those kind of conditions are coming. I am sure you must be aware of, since you are chartered accountants, because no, I mean, there is a tax which is going to come, so export will not happen. Like in Trump's case, no, he's putting tariffs, so it is sort of a tariff which will happen. And I think the first thing will happen is on steel. No, steel is one thing now which they have mentioned that they are going to implement CBAM. Okay,
Correct.
am I clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Oil is yet to happen because India is net exporting oil now. At one point of time, India was net importing oil. Importing oil means India is importing crude, processing it, then exporting finished goods. So India is the hub of refineries today, which was earlier not there. We were importing crude and finished products both. But today India is only importing crude and we are exporting finished oils like naphtha, petrol, diesel, and so many other things. Okay. Now, this is
Yes,
what
sir.
something about BRSR. I will not explain this no because you all are aware of. I mean, this is the play. I mean, 9 principles are there, and we have to go for assurance and the other things. And this is the statute which has come up, and these are the timelines, no, where you need to do the compliance with respect to ESG as per BRSR. Now, coming to as an example for Bharat Petroleum, no, if I say we have taken a baseline for calculating our emissions, and which happened to be 1920, year 1920. We started no making our report, no net zero report. That was in the year 21-22. Now, what happened was, I mean, when you consider a baseline, it has to be no with a range of 5 years. What we find was that 2021 was a COVID year. Sorry, 2021 we started. What we find is 1920 was a good year. I mean, normal working. 2021 was a COVID year, and we were making our report in 21-22. So, what we did was, see, you have to take a normal working conditions. And it was only in March when COVID started. So, we took 1920 as a baseline year. Correct. Now, from baseline, you have to find out what is the amount of emissions which are there and how to cut down. Is it okay with you what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood the concept of baselining?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I mean, if you look at it, we have the various business units, we have refineries, known as Bharat Petroleum, and there are 3 refineries: Mumbai Refinery, Kochi, Bina Refinery. Then we have pipelines, LPG, retail, gas, INC, lubricants, aviation, and so many, right? So this is for BPCL, and we calculated the emissions, no, scope 1 and scope 2 only for baselining. If you look at for scope 1, scope 2, our main units I mean, the marketing units does not have much emissions, right? Whereas refineries are making almost 97% of emissions in scope 1, scope 2. ठीक है, मुंबई रिफाइनरी for example is 2,635,000 metric ton TMT CO2e. Correct. As I mentioned to you, now unit is CO2e, carbon dioxide equivalent. So this is 2.6 million tons of CO2e. You can say that. Similarly, Kochi refinery 4.1, Bina refinery 3.2, and total is 10.3 million metric ton of CO2e. No, you can say 1,000 metric tons, no, then 10,300.
Correct.
Okay. Now, when we have seen the marketing units, what we find now the electricity purchase contribute to 90% of total emissions in marketing business units. Correct. Now, in marketing units, mainly it was not scope 1, basically scope 2 was there. Because the marketing units hardly any fuel is consumed. Basically, it is in DG set and fire engine. Right. And now we don't have vehicles. No, it is only vehicles of transporters. So mainly what we found was in marketing units, 90% of the emissions are through electricity purchase. So it is basically scope 2. Correct?
Okay.
Like pipeline 126 retail, out of 68, 57 is electricity. LPG out of 52, 45 is 45,000 MMTU. Sorry, 45,000 MT CO2e. Okay. So this is how we found the configuration. Now this is the graph what we have made. We have taken a target that by 2040 we will be net zero. Now ultimately everything is related to GHG emission when we say. So our initial was 10.3 approximately, and if normal case we would have gone to 16.4 million metric ton of CO2e. But we have taken targets and we are going to implement various initiatives by which we will cut down, and our graph you can see by 2040 we say it will become zero. Correct. Now initiatives means what? Initiatives means now we will put renewable energy. We have taken a target to put 10 gigawatt of renewable energy. We have also taken a target to put green hydrogen. We are also setting up almost 220 biofuel, CNG stations. Okay. We are also putting up some carbon capture and utilization initiatives, energy efficiency. So all that will slowly cut down our emissions to zero by 2040. I mean, this is what is depicted here.
Okay.
Scope 3, as I mentioned. Anything?
No, sir, continue.
See, scope 3, as I mentioned, you look at that category 11. Use of sold product calculated based on combustion emission factors or products sold by BPCL. It is more than 90%. That is why, see, that there are two things. When we say emission, then there are certain guidelines like SBTI, science-based target. Now, for oil companies, there are SBTI does not have any guidelines for science for oil companies. They have developed guidelines for other sectors, but ultimately for oil companies, they are yet to make anything. But what they have said is that for oil companies to declare net zero, you only consider category 11 because that constitutes more than 90%. Other factors are very, very small. Okay. But if you go through any of our sustainability report, you will find that as a company, we are reporting almost 3 to 4 items like business travel or transportation or distribution or let's say import, all or railways. So all those we are reporting.
Okay.
Scope 3, if you look at, right? I mean, this is what the graph or what we have denoted, there. That it is basically 91% is of category 11 item. I think this is what normally I wanted to talk to you about emission. I mean, what is the concept, how it is calculated, and scope 3 basically. If you say scope 1 and 2, scope 3 is, I mean, it is almost 10 times more than scope 1 and 2 for oil companies. If scope 1 is 10, then scope 1 and 2 is 10 MMT. Then scope 3 is almost 127 MMT. Okay, so it is 12 times. So right now our focus is only 10% of the problem. 90% we are no in the process.
Correct.
ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Generally, you have understood about the concept, right?
Yes, sir. So if you could just go back to the slide where you mentioned about the 3 tiers, I think we lost you in between over there. So if you could just repeat on that aspect, that would be of
No
great.
problem. I'll come there. I'll come there. One second. Okay. So this, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
See, I'll tell you again. See, there are various factors globally, right? Now, globally means no, there are various no agencies like one is IPCC, inter panel. No, I mean climate. Some I forgot, always forget the name. It's a big name.
Yeah.
एक second. IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change,
Correct.
right? So IPCC is no, it is more accepted because it's a part of UNFCCC, United Nations. UNFCCC again. No, you'll have to take the full form. UNFCCC. It is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Okay, so that is IPCC is part of that. Second is we have DEFRA. DEFRA is UK. DEFRA UK. Correct. Third is, let's say, US EPA, Environmental Protection Act. US has also, no, EPA has given certain factors for emissions. Okay. Similarly, some countries have made their own. No, let's say China has made something, Japan has made something. So you can take anything. Okay. But globally accepted factor is IPCC because UNFCCC is accepted by all.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Like in our case also GHG, GHG protocols are there. No, in India, that is also no from IPCC only.
Correct.
All IPCC factor. Therefore, I mean that is something no, which is more acceptable, not challengeable. No, you can always refer IPCC factors like that. Tier 2 factors are country specific, as I mentioned. Now, CE has given no company specific, like for electricity, right now the factor is 0.71. Okay.
Correct.
0.71 MTCO2 per megawatt hour. Correct. Now, coming to tier 3. Tier 3, as I mentioned, now I am the manufacturer of diesel. Correct. I know for producing 1 liter of diesel, it's almost like LCA. I know producing 1 liter of diesel, how much energy I am consuming. If I take that as a factor, then it is a diesel factor.
Okay.
Similarly, for each liter of diesel, each liter of petrol, each liter of with energy balance, what refinery does, and then they calculate the emission factor because of producing a 1 liter of each product. Because we are the OEM, we are the manufacturer.
Correct.
The problem here is, that is very specific. I can say my refinery produces only diesel with 0.8 factor, let's say. And the other one will say 0.81, third will say 0.82, depending on the crude. Now, I will report something, he will report something, third will report something. Now, there is no standardization there. Okay. It is specific to refinery, but the problem is standardization. Now, when statute will come without standardization, they will start putting penalties, He will say, no, your emissions are more. He'll say, no, my emissions are not more. No, my factor is different.
Correct. Correct.
Am I clear now?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hai na?
So, if I can move to the question there, and if I can just put up a question on that, how do we ensure that kind of standardization?
See, what happened is now statute has happened. No, the statute was not there, it was voluntary. Now there are different statutes. One is SEBI, correct?
Correct.
Now if you see BRSR, they have mentioned IPCC or any other factor like that, open.
Correct. Correct.
You go to BE, they also say IPCC tier 3 or any other. Correct.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Now the statute needs to be very, very clear, defined. Okay. And we are always representing them that you don't know, oh, keep it open, you close it and then say, okay, if it is not there, then you take any other.
Okay.
If you give relaxation for a party to take anyone, then he can choose anyone depending on his no convenience.
Correct. 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 So just to add on a few other
Am I
questions.
clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
है ना?
So to add on a few other questions, what we've received from our participants. So as you mentioned, I think the first question which came across was which standards to be referred to calculate GHG, which I think you've already answered by saying that the global standard factors of IPCC. Then there are very other specific country specific, and in India we.
I have not said that. I have not said that. I have not said that. I have given you example, but what I said is IPCC is most acceptable because statute has given the leverage to choose anything.
Correct, correct, correct. So the most acceptable standard would be
Yeah.
IPCC.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
So the second one is that since you are coming from an oil and gas manufacturing company, and oil creates a lot of emissions, what are the actions that are required and to reduce the emissions, and what are the such conditions under which such emissions can be reduced? And since BPCL has already committed for 2040, committed for net zero for scope 1 and scope 2 by 2040, what are the specific actions they are taking?
Okay. It's a long question. No, he has put up. I
Yes, sir.
don't know who is the person who is asking me. एक second. Let me now
Name
come
even,
to
sir, I
the
do not have the
no.
name with me.
Now, who is asking this question? Let me understand. एक minute.
Probably Puneet, you could help with the name of the person.
Who is the person who is asking this? Can I?
Sir, I need 2-3 minutes and I will come back with the name. Okay, sir? Sir,
No
I'm
problem.
audible?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you are audible.
Yes. Sir, I'm telling that I need 2-3 minutes and after that I will come back with the name.
After that, you will come back with what?
Well, but
name of the
name of the participant.
No problem. No, leave it. See, it is not
Uh,
important. I just know curiosity. I asked that. Right.
Okay,
No,
okay.
because it's a long question. No, I'll answer part by part. You need to again read the question.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. So the first part
If
is
you
that
can read again, no one.
I'll break the questions for you, sir. So the first part is since you come from a oil and gas background, what are the actions required to reduce the emissions in such companies?
Okay. That is no, let's say BPCL is not producing oil. Correct. Now I said we are reducing scope 1 and scope 2. Correct?
Correct,
We
correct.
are reducing scope 1 and scope 2. Correct. Now let's focus on scope 1 and 2. I am consuming electricity from grid. Now if I consume no green energy or I set up my own renewable plant. And I said we are committed to put up 10 gigawatt of solar or wind. Okay, renewable energy. So that is how I am going to cut down my scope 2 emissions. Okay. Now coming to scope 1. Here I said, no, we are taking actions like we are first is energy efficiency, which will cut down 10%. Energy efficiency means no, there are no energy conservation, no items which I am going to put up in my refinery. Wherever possible, I'll cut down, no, I'll improve energy efficiency. Okay.
Correct, correct.
Let's say, no, there is a motor, I'll put VFD. Okay, there is the pipe. I put on no some I mean usko wrapping coating kar dunga so that no it will not lose the energy from there. Okay, so these are the improvement of energy conservation items which will cut down by 10%.
Okay, okay.
Second is I said renewable energy is scope 2 and then green hydrogen. See, we have SMR process, steam methane reforming.
Correct.
Now here no carbon dioxide is we are generating hydrogen which is actually reducing sulfur, removing sulfur from the fuel. because no sulfur we have cut down to almost 10 ppm. Okay. Now this, when we produce sulfur, we generate carbon dioxide also. Because ultimately, fuel is nothing but hydrocarbon, HC. Hydrogen, C is carbon. Okay. So
Correct.
now I need to generate hydrogen, which is no without C. And the best application is water. Water does not have C, it is H2O. Okay. Now if I break that through electrolyzer with high voltage, it will only generate hydrogen without carbon. And this hydrogen is known as green hydrogen if I produce it from renewable energy.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that hydrogen I will use to remove sulfur, and there is no generation of emission. It will cut down emission.
Correct.
Correct. Now third is biofuel. Biofuel is considered to be no item with life cycle because it is no consuming carbon dioxide. At the same time, when it is burning, it is no evolving carbon dioxide. So almost it is considered to be zero emission kind of item.
True.
Okay.
True.
Now biofuel is like bio CNG, bio LPG, bio something. No, all those biofuels are considered to be zero emission products.
True.
Balance whatever is available, we are saying we are going to do with carbon capture and utilization and storage. Okay. Now
Correct.
here what we say is whatever carbon which is, because we are hard to abate company. Hard to abate means where no some amount of carbon will come out. Now again, no, please mind it, it is only with the processes. It is not with the sale.
Correct.
I mean, one need not to confuse with the sale and process.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Sale is something which you consume and use, you give emission, which is scope 3. Now, in case of process, the carbon dioxide which gets generated, there we are saying you have to capture and then utilize, either utilize or store. Now, how do you utilize? You make ammonia, you make ammonium, this ammonia is liquid ammonia, or let's say you make methanol. Okay. And there are various kind of petrochemicals which you can generate with that the synth gas. No, basically you have to generate synth gas. A lot of petrochemicals you can generate. So that is utilization.
Correct.
Storage is something when we say that this high pressure, you can put it inside the well. Okay. Right. Like ONGC has created a well. This carbon dioxide you pressurize, put it into well, and this will also help in generating more and more of oil from the well. So this will go and deposit in the bottom, and more oil will come out. So this is another technology.
Correct. Correct.
See, all are evolving. I mean, it is not that everything is there. Happen over a period of time.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
come to second part further.
Sir, I think the second part you already said that since BPCL has already committed to go to net zero by 2040, what are they doing? So I think that you've already covered by answering the first
I
part.
mean, I'll add some more things. No,
Sure,
10
sir, sure, sir.
gigawatt. Then hydrogen, you say no. We are also already putting 1-2 tons per day hydrogen, green hydrogen at Bina refinery, right? And our aim is 1.3 thousand. 1,30,000 tons of green hydrogen. That is the requirement. Okay, this is a pilot what we are setting up. Our daily consumption would be almost like 500 tons per day. Okay. Right now we are putting only 2 tons. Requirement is 500. So we are increasing more and more of electrolyzer. I mean, large capacity electrolyzer we are going to set up. Taking up 26 biofuel plants, and our aim is almost 220.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We are also setting up 2G ethanol plant, 2G ethanol. No, 1G ethanol is basically from molasses. 2G ethanol is basically from parali.
Okay.
Through waste.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. 1G is from molasses, no sugar molasses, but 2G is from waste. Okay. Now these are the technologies we are talking. No, what the government has said is they have given the targets to each oil company. We are setting up at Odisha, IOC at IOC at Panipat and HPC at Bhatinda. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So,
How many people are there right now?
So there are, I think, 500 plus people who are attending this
My
seminar.
God. ठीक है. चलिए next.
So, next question is that BPCL produces diesel and petrol which is consumed by different individuals. So, in whose account would this emission be considered? So, basically, say for BPCL, it will be scope 3, and for if a company is utilizing diesel
No,
produced by
again, come
BPCL.
back with the question. Sorry, I lost it.
So, BPCL produces diesel and petrol which is consumed by different individuals.
Correct.
So in whose account the CO2 emissions from the consumption will be considered?
See, for BPCL, it is scope 3. For you, it is scope 1.
Okay, so I think that answers the question,
If
sir.
you are consuming, I gave that example, no, that time itself.
Correct.
Let's say you consider your household.
Hmm,
Okay. You take an example of your household and start calculating, no, what are the emissions which are there. Okay, so if you consider your household, your car, petrol, and LPG is your scope 1. Okay,
Correct.
but if you put no, electricity is scope 2, right? Correct. And anything no,
Correct.
which somebody else is supplying you, let's say on motorcycle, no, let's say you take daily milk, and the person comes on no bike to you. So whatever he does is scope 3.
Correct.
For you, it is for you as individual.
Correct. Correct. Fine. I think the last question what I have seen till now is what are the practical challenges being faced to manage GHG emissions and how do we overcome such challenges?
एक बार again repeat
Yes, sir.
the
Yes.
question. What
So,
are the
practical challenges that people face to manage the GHG emissions and how do we overcome such challenges?
okay? Okay. See, as I told you, we are hard to abate company. Hard to abate means, see, even with green hydrogen, no, we are no reducing, we are taking green hydrogen and no cutting down emissions.
Sir, we lost your
But
voice.
certain
Sorry, sir.
emissions will always be there because no, there are certain fuels, gas oils, which will always be there,
Sir,
which are going to do emission.
sir, we lost your
Hello?
sir, your voice is breaking up a lot. We didn't get the answer.
Am I audible?
So still the same.
Am I audible?
A little better, yes,
Am
sir.
I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is better.
Tell me again, am I audible? No.
Yes, sir. This is better.
When it otherwise let me read.
I think he's rejoining.
Yeah, he's rejoining. Puneet, could you please just check with him once?
Yes, sir.
Could you check with the speaker?
So give me a second, sir. I'm doing that.
Yeah, I think he's rejoined.
Tell me, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now you're audible.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
You asked me, no? What question did you ask? Can you repeat again? I'm sorry.
No worries, sir. So, what are the practical challenges that you face to manage the GHG emissions, and how do you overcome such challenges?
Okay. As I mentioned, no, we are hard to abate company, right? Because oil company, no, our raw material is crude,
Correct.
correct? And we are consuming, no, crude is not waste. No, everything is consumed there. There are certain emissions, no, we can cut down, but there are certain which we have to consume because we have to be energy efficient also.
Correct.
Right. We cannot, everything cannot be wasted because this will be recycled. No, fuel needs to be, or gas is required. No, we can use the gas to run the turbines. I mean, so many other things in the refinery processes. Okay. So such emissions, as I said, hard to abate company. This is a challenge. Now that challenge can only be, reduced with the help of carbon capture and utilization. One, and second is offsetting.
Correct.
Okay, now you need to offset, means there are certain emissions which you cannot do anything, you have to purchase offsets. Okay, and what we see that offsets should not be more than 8 to 10%. Okay, you put your endeavor. I mean, it is not that 100% you offset. That is not correct.
Correct.
What the guideline says, you do your best. No, whatever reduction can be possible. After that, whichever pending has to be offset. Okay, one part. Second is the land. I mean, land is something which is required for renewable energy. I mean, it's a big challenge. I mean, where to put the solar plant or wind plant. But now though lot of the things are coming, floating solar. Okay, you would have heard of floating solar plants. We have also put up at Kochi refinery. Foldable solar, correct? Put no solar on the railways. I mean, anywhere and everywhere you on your household, Surya, that PM Surya Yojana.
Correct. Correct.
Even at our retail outlet, we have made one retail outlet as net zero retail outlet.
That's excellent.
Okay. What we do is we have put one solar, then one solar plant, hybrid plant we have done. Solar plus wind. Wind is vertical axis turbine. These are smaller turbines. I don't know if anybody has gone to IW. There IW that in Yashobhumi recently it has happened in February.
Okay.
Where we have no shown that plant. Okay, and our retail outlet, if you want to see, it is on Delhi Jaipur highway near to Dharueda.
Okay. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. 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 Sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, sir.
I think again there is an issue. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
So, see, everywhere there is a challenge. No, I mean, this is a new subject altogether.
Correct.
See, Parijat, everywhere there is a challenge. Every initiative is a challenge. But you have to overcome, you have to find out solutions, ways, all those things. No, the things which I am telling you are solutions only.
Correct.
I mean, we never expected that retail outlet can be net zero because the maximum 20% of greening you use solar, wind, battery, and then so this is how we have made it zero on even 2-acre land. Okay, so that is how it happens. See, I think Parijat, your questions are over.
Yes, sir. This was the last one.
I have a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
See, it is already 5:30, right? And there is lot of networking issues are there where I am sitting. Correct? I don't know if you can give me another half an hour tomorrow. Tomorrow, if people are ready, I don't mind taking another half an hour so that I'll tell you. I mean, now it's a very small requirement to tell you how to calculate GHG accounting.
So that I leave it up to the admin team. Probably Puneet, Shweta.
Puneet can tell me, see if people are ready, I can take because I am finding every time and that is a more focus because I have to mention the numbers and all that. This is a concept which I mentioned.
Yes.
Puneet, if you can
Sir.
check up with the participants, tomorrow anytime half an hour I can do.
Sir, I am not say this by guarantee, but I will discuss with the team, and soon I will come back to you with some
No,
what
no, right now
conclusion we
there is
have.
no point to continue because what happened is, no, I am sitting in somebody's office and there, no, I need to meet them also, right? So my sincere request, because the mostly concept part has been done. Either tomorrow or any other time, whenever you say, I can cover the balance half portion. Balance half, nahi, balance 25% of the portion rather.
So I will try to if we try 5-10 minutes more right now, if
No, I mean,
everything.
it will not happen, Puneet. I don't want to know cut down. I mean, just like that to explain, it will not, I'll not be satisfied, to be very
No,
frank.
sir, I'm just trying. Okay, if 5-10 minutes everything goes smoothly, then we will do it right now. And if this is still going on, so we will we will have a
My,
conversation.
no. Puneet, listen. My request, see, this one part is over.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now this is half part is over. Now, second part, if I need to go, then 5-10 minutes is not going to help. Again, it has to be no a constant 30 minutes.
So
Okay.
probably if I can
I need to
intervene and
focus
suggest,
and tell part because now that is very important because that is how they need to calculate. My sincere request, no, my sincere. I mean, no, part you check out with the participants, no, if they can spend, if they can give it tomorrow sometime. I mean, any other day,
right,
except
Yes, sir.
today,
Yes,
any
sir.
other day, anytime. No, I am ready.
probably a
Okay.
sequel to this, Puneet. Probably a sequel to this is something we can again launch it next week in the series. This is any which is an ongoing
I am
series.
okay with it.
We'll
Any
take
day,
it
any. I mean,
internally with the
I am
organizing
just
team.
okay. See, I am finding it very uncomfortable. Rather, not requesting you always.
Yeah. But,
No
I mean,
worries.
but
sir, I
no, I mean,
like
what
your
to do?
idea. Sir, I like your idea, but I cannot confirm right
Yeah, you
now.
check it
Uh,
internally and then we'll convey our
yes, yes.
this thing to sir also. Sir,
Sir,
in the
I
meantime,
can do
if
that,
you
sir.
have any notes or a presentation that we could share it with our
I will
participants,
do. I will do. Don't worry. That
probably we can
Yes,
share
sir.
that with our participants so it helps the participants to understand, the basics of it, what you have already explained. Sir, if you
see,
allow me, I would
Puneet,
like to give a formal vote of
Puneet.
thanks for this session.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, Ashish, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, so,
Yeah, no, it's
as,
okay. See, I mean, I'm okay with it. See, now second, this is your choice, your time. I'll be there.
okay, sir, I will, sir, inform you when we decide
Ah.
it's how we go proceed with
Even
it.
even
Okay,
even
sir?
holidays also. No, whenever you say Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I mean, I'm okay with it. Even Monday is a holiday. You can call me. I'll be there.
Okay, so that's really I appreciate. But sir,
Right?
I will not confirm by right now anything.
No
But
issues.
give me
Huh? No
some
issues.
time.
Ah.
Okay, sir. So,
No,
sir, right
I
now we
rather I
like.
apologize to whole of the participant team rather no, because I normally continue with it, but no, I am finding slightly uncomfortable. So I thought no, maybe no, because it's a very focused subject now, and
Yes,
no, I
sir.
need to explain no factor by factor, word by word. Then so it is better, right?
Correct, sir.
And you
Right.
tell me time to tell me date, whatever is required. No, I'll be there. If you find this interesting, what I have told you about.
Yes, sure, sir, sure.
Yeah, Parijat, please go
Hey,
ahead.
okay.
So,
Yes, sir, Praji, sir. Sir,
yeah.
over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. So, thank you so much, Ashish sir, for taking this time out. And though from the busy schedule, though from a location where the network is so bad, but you still made an effort to, explain the concepts of greenhouse gas emissions and its accounting, the ways, the scope one, scope two, scope three, the measurement of emissions which is being calculated. So, sir, you took it up in a very excellent manner with giving such nice examples to, for a layman also to understand those technical terms. So, sir, though you come from a technical background to understand these emissions and, but as we as chartered accountants, we don't really understand the, calculation process, but we would definitely want to. So, overall aspect in a nutshell that you covered right from greenhouse gas emissions to going to your scope one, scope two, scope three to tier one, tier two, tier three ways of having standards for calculation, the GHG protocols. giving fantastic practical examples, going back to COPs, the Conference of Parties, right from 2015, explaining the importance of all the goals and targets that have been set across, taking us through the commitment that our Prime Minister of India has given to go net zero by 2070 in some of the five elements called Panchamrit, uh, going through the definitions of what is the ideal state of net zero, and how reality the residual is still left, and how sequestration can help you to get away with the residual also. And sir, explaining the concept of green hydrogen, explaining what BPCL is actually doing, has given good insights to all of us to actually go towards it, and even going towards net zero at an individual level also. So definitely that has helped me to understand a lot of concepts and clear a lot of on scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 for that matter. So thank you very much, sir. And we would definitely look forward for the second part of actual calculation using numbers, which we understand very well and very easily. So though you have also requested Puneet, but it would be my sincere request also to Puneet and the organizing team that as a sequel we should conduct with your session, and we should have part 2 where you can take us through of calculations with actual numbers. So thank you so
Great,
much, sir.
great. Thank you, Parijat. No, giving, I mean, telling so many things about me, but no, I always like this subject, no.
Yes,
So
sir.
I always try to explain person to the basics, so
Correct.
that he should be in a position to understand all these terms, no, because these are slightly difficult. It took me long time for me also to understand, no, these things, because see, maybe I am with the engineering background, but this subject is new, right? And as you are more into numbers, no, numbers means, I mean, financial numbers, but these are not financial, these are technical numbers.
Correct.
So, I mean, certain things needs to be known to the people, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Puneet.
Thank
Thank you.
you so
Thank
much.
you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Ashish sir. Thank you,
And
Prajeet
from
sir.
my side, no,
And
you thanks to all, and you can convey my number also. Anybody can contact or WhatsApp to me, I will answer. Don't worry.
sure, sure, sir. Sure, sir. We will also share your PPT as well with the participant. And now, and
Yeah.
sir, will come back to you soon with when we will do the part two of this particular topic, GHG emission accounting. And I'm also
Sure.
interested in this topic as well. And now I will thank you all the participants for being patient to our webinar, and sorry for the inconvenience that cause in this particular webinar, and we hope that in future we will not see such technical issues again. And with this, we conclude this session, and we encourage you to stay connected with us for upcoming webinars and initiative on sustainability. Together, let us continue driving the agenda for responsible and transparent business practices. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in our future sessions. Take care, keep championing sustainability. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll take your leave.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Really.